Hello everyone, welcome to vlog 4. Just need to lock the dogs in as they like to go on a little say hello during the day. The door ever swings open. And then today we've had a little bit of a change of plan where we're meant to go to the Emaar Oasis into the actual villas. However, it's Eid, which we all forgot about, therefore we can't get onto site. Then we're meant to go to Serena Living on the Palm and do a viewing, but that's just been moved till later on this evening. But we're going to be adaptable because that's what happens when you're agent. Things and plans change every single day. So what we're going to go do is go sit in a coffee shop, like what I would normally do every morning, and plan today's content because our content changes from platform to platform. So I like to spend about half an hour on it every morning and just get everything organised for the day. So hopefully it's not too boring and we actually have some excitement. Let's go. So I'm having a bit of a mare. Right, if you're watching, do you know about this? WhatsApp now want you to have a blue tick, which I didn't actually realise it's WhatsApp business and whatnot else. Now I get on average 300 new messages through a day just from group chats, from launches, from developers, from agents, from social media, from all different aspects. And I had a warning when I was back in the UK and they took my WhatsApp down for 24 hours. But I was drunk, so I never really looked into it. I just kind of left it. And then when I was looking at the guidelines, I was like, I don't spam message. I'm not connected to any AI bots. Reports, I wouldn't see why because I've mainly only been speaking to my actual clients that I've dealt with for a long time. So like it wasn't really adding up. So I thought maybe it was just like an error. On Friday, I'm out for dinner with one of my friends. Now on Friday, I've been doing a full day of negotiation and sadly, we couldn't get the clients to meet in the middle. About 100, 200k off. It is what it is. It's one of these markets. I woke up, went to check to see if either of the clients had replied to me because I'd seen quite a few messages come through. Went to open WhatsApp and my whole WhatsApp has been taken down. So I took an unexpected holiday over the weekend. I'm now speaking to 3 people at Meta. I think I've sent about 100 emails. They've completely banned it from all WhatsApps, but the 2 people that I'm speaking to inside Meta have said this actually happens quite often. It's probably because you've not got the blue tick and if you're starting this amount of messages or a competitor has taken you down. So either of them is not very good. We're now waiting for another 48 hours. It has been like taken to the highest person to hopefully open it. If not, we're going to try another way. But we should have it within the next 7 days. But now I feel so lost because if I speak to someone on the phone, all my group chats are on WhatsApp, all my work stuff's on WhatsApp. That I'm like, this is like my full life is on this one app that I never even realised. And now I'm just kind of like at a standstill. So I feel like I'm very much like in back and forth. This is also the reason our meeting got moved. Thank God a lot of my clients follow me on social media, but he's like, I've been message you on WhatsApp. I don't have WhatsApp. Please message me on Instagram, which is it's just not good enough. So we're having a bit of one of these like backwards week where you're in limbo. So I feel a bit lost. It's fine. It is what it is. It's maybe like the higher power telling me to slow down, take a breather. It is Eid. We don't need to run. Just very frustrating. So if you've not got it, get the blue tick on WhatsApp. Didn't even know it was a thing, but if you do a lot of business, if you start a lot of conversations, and put it this way, like I could probably show you my stats. It was up over 1,000 new messages received or like conversations open across 3 days. And you're like, that will 100% be the reason. But I swear, Meta and all these badges, blue ticks, verifications, they're just trying to get more and more money out of us. So we are going to feel a little bit more inspired. I love working down in downtown. The Burj Khalifa just blows my mind. So we're going to go work in Roasters, do the content for the day, have a little bit of a chit chat, and then we are probably going to go from there on to the Emaar Sales Centre and then to do some YouTube content in the office with the video on what's the difference between Emaar direct from the developer and Emaar resale and what you need to understand as an investor. We've just arrived underneath the Burj at Roasters because they do have the best view of the Burj. So let's go. So every morning I put together a LinkedIn post on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. TikTok I try and do 3 times a day. I really struggle just flicking a camera around. And then we have our Instagrams, YouTube shorts, and then YouTube long-term format. But every morning I kind of read the news and articulate a passage for LinkedIn. And I actually found a really interesting fact today. Since escalations have begun, over 1.7 billion has been slashed from around 2,800 properties, which equates to around 10% of sellers. That's a huge discount. And no wonder when I'm seeing people on the ground buying, it's mainly people that have lived in the UAE that were looking to buy prior to the war even taking off. And they've now got these astronomical discounts. No wonder they're taking advantage. If you know you're going to live in Dubai for the next 5-10 years and you're getting discounts over 10-15%, why wouldn't you buy? Guys, I just read a really interesting fact this morning. So I'm having a little bit of an admin morning. I've just called through a few of the clients that I thought would have reached out to me since losing my WhatsApp over the weekend. And I've now just had an offer, a re-offer again on the unit we had on Friday that we were missing around 200k. Now, I've said to him, the offer he's given is still 100k under the asking. And to put it into perspective, I got this unit and it was 18.5. The war kicked off, it went to 17.8. 9 weeks into the war, he gave me his final price at 15.7. And my client's an investor, so he's been tackling it. I presented it to my client as 16.5. After a full day negotiation, we came down to 754k, which is more than a lot of people want to even lose on their DLD, can I just say. And my client was stern, and now I've finally called him, been like, hey, have you just let you know my WhatsApp is in, have I missed anything? He went, yeah, I put in a new offer yesterday, will he accept 15.6? I'm like, just give me 15.7 and we can get it closed. So hopefully we'll have some good news by the end of the vlog and it will be finally closed. What I find really interesting is LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, all of them have such different variations on how you present the same story. So TikTok's very like, oh, chatty, not really insightful. LinkedIn is like writing a mini news brief. Instagram's very like fast. We want to be in and out and run around. TikTok's a bit like, you're on FaceTime to me. YouTube Shorts is like TikTok. However, YouTube long format is like a movie for the analytical stuff. And then a vlog's back like TikTok, Instagram merged. And trying to say the same things in the different variations can be so confusing. And I think that's where I was going wrong for so many times. I was just copy and pasting the same video across all the channels and then a lot of them were dying out. Whereas now, every morning I'm having to spend at least half an hour to redo the same variation of content across the different platforms to make it suit each audience. And the engagement we've had from doing that has been astronomical. But a lot of people go, well, what are you doing different? It's speaking to the right audience and knowing who I'm speaking to on each platform. So a little bit of food for thought. This is so annoying. I cannot find the client that I'm dealing with because I've lost WhatsApp and I've got about 100 Emaars with different Oasis. Big learning curve coming in. I've just spoken to Connor, basically confirming our meeting at 5 p.m. The client that we are viewing with, he wants to see multiple units. We're just making sure that we have the keys and we have full organisation. If you do a viewing with me, I never want to show you one property. I always want to show you multiple properties so you can actually have a variation and a feel for the full building or the community. I think if you just take the client to one property, it's a waste of time from everyone's aspect. The more feel you can get, the more likely you are to put in an offer. I have an obsession with the Burj Khalifa because I always think like that was someone's crazy idea that must have been so obnoxious. Everyone must have laughed at them and been like, you're not building a building that tall. It really outlines the opportunity in Dubai, and if you believe, anything can happen because that is master manifestation. It was just unheard of. It wasn't meant to happen. It brings boundaries, but it's there in Dubai. Every time I look at it, I'm always very motivated because I just believe that anything you can think, and if you can visualize it so realistically, it will come to fruition. My favorite food is steak, mash and peppercorn sauce. Favorite cuisine is probably sushi, but it's so hard to get really good sushi. And for the people that follow me on Instagram I've been like ranting and raving about this new sushi restaurant that I always order from. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I'll butcher it, but they do the best freshest sushi, which is so hard to find, but it is my favorite. This is the Emaar Oasis master plan. Dun, dun, dun. Since we can't take you to the Oasis community, we've brought you to the Emaar Sales Centre. This is where it got confusing. We're trying to place where we actually drove past last week. So right here is where Jumeirah Golf Estates is, Talal Al Ghafas, which is in this vicinity. So as we drive down Sheikh Zayed Hamdan Street, we'll actually, if you drive past there now, you can see the outskirts of Palmyra 2, Palmyra 3, and you can actually see the difference between a classic Shamvard and contemporary style. Now over here, this is Jumeirah Golf Estates 2, Jumeirah Golf Estates 1, Talal Al Ghaf, Damac Lagoons. Then we come along here. On this side you have DIP. Up here you have Riverside by Damac. This will then be backing onto Mave. Now when investing in Mave and this side, you're going to have to watch where you buy because you could be facing over towards a big electricity plant, and that's what you need to make sure you're working with an agent that knows about this. Then on the back side, this is where Rimram, Mudon and Damac Lagoons is. Now we drove around this full vicinity and it took us 12.5 minutes, so it is very large considering these are motorways that are sitting at between 90 and 100 miles per hour. We know not more because I got a speeding ticket, but it is what it is. Now, What's been launched so far? This was Palmyra 1, which was the first cluster to be launched. Then we had Mirage, which is only mansions and villas. 5 and 6 beds. Palmyra 1 is 5 beds along here, but mainly 4 beds in all the other clusters. We then had Palmyra 2 and Palmyra 3. There are only 4-bed villas. Palmyra 3 is going to be elevated, so you'll be looking, if you're on this side, you'll be looking across the road to Tulalo Gaff, Sports City and Damac Lagoons. If you're on the inward side, you'll actually have a gorgeous view of the full community, right looking over Mirage, Palmyra, etc. After that, we then had La Vita. La Vita is made up of 38 mansions, as we've seen from the rest of the videos, but they're absolutely ginormous, sitting at between 20 to 35,000 BUA. Then after that, we went over to the branded residences over here, which is your address. We'll actually walk around the other side, which is the address and palace. Now, the address and the palace was the first 2 communities. Although they're branded, the materials themselves aren't going to be better. It's just the clubhouses within the cluster is going to be branded. Now, these are much larger communities than the first phases. They're both sitting at around 300 units launched in each cluster, and they're made up of 4, 5 and 6 bed villas. Then went on to second most recent launch, which was Mave 1 and Mave 2. This section here has still not been launched. Again, very similar to the address and palaces, 4, 5 and 6 bed villas. The most recent launch, which just happened before the war kicked off, was Palmyra Collective, which was an extension to Palmyra 2 in this locations. Now, although these are 4 beds, they're actually the same size as the 5 beds in Palmyra 1. So they're much more spacious. They're around 8,000 square foot. Now, this whole site here is still yet to be launched, along with the inward of Mave 1 and 2, which will bring us up to around the 3,000 mark. I have heard rumors that this is going to be the next one to be launched over here, which if you've seen when we come in and we'll take some videos, we've got Oasis brochures all over this Emaar Sales Centre, as you can see in the background there, and that always means there's definitely a launch coming up. But if you come over here, I'll actually show you in light of the whole map where Oasis is actually based. This just highlights how much of Dubai has actually been built by Emaar, hence why every building when you come here says Emaar on top of it. But Oasis is a master community that's going to really be bringing old Dubai connected to Jebel Ali. It's 25 minutes away from the airport and Expo. You can see it's very close to their older community, Arabian Ranches 1 and Arabian Ranches 2, and just behind Dubai Hills Estate. Oasis is the only community Emaar is launching since Emirates Golf Course, which was years ago now. Can I tell you, even during this geopolitical event, the houses there are still transacting upwards of 40 million. It's like stepping back into history. That's how much these hold their values, to have these types of communities. The only community Oasis is actually competing with is the Palm, Emirates Living, Jebel Ali. The reason I say that is there isn't really townhouses within these communities. There is apartments in the stem of the Palm, and there's like blue townhouses just off there, but they're not really townhouses. They're 20 million dirhams and they're large, and they have one of the best views in the whole of Dubai. And this is why a lot of people are looking at Oasis as like the new modern, very high-end villa community. And to be honest, it's one that everyone's super excited about. If you speak to anyone that's been in Dubai a long time, the 2 places that they're all speaking about potentially moving to in the future, Hadria Island, Emaar Oasis, without a shadow of a doubt. People are looking at the sizes, people are looking at the price point, the plot sizes and the amenities within these communities, and it's making people want to live there looking at their 5-year plan. If you are looking to find out whether you want a resale or whether your budget can only afford direct from the developer, do have a conversation with me and I will be happy to walk you through the process. We're currently in Emaar Sales Centre. Now, can I just tell you, if it wasn't Eid and it wasn't early summer, this would be rammed. Think, this is a bank holiday and people are still here working. It's Dubai. The place doesn't stop. I was just speaking to one of the sales guys here. He says it has been a little bit slower and harder through these times. Obviously, granted, they're now competing with Moodon as well. They're doing 5% installments compared to Emaar, which is 10% every 6 months. Moodon's most recent launch, Golf Estates, was 5% now, 5% in March. So I think we're going to see a big changes from all the developers trying to compete in this market to keep people buying. And obviously the secondary market's on fire right now. It was said that April still did a better off-plan month than April 2025, but let's see how long that withstands for. Dubai itself, I feel like people are still investing, still believe in it. They're looking at the long-term future, not the short-term. The plan is now go get the car and then we're going to go film the YouTube, and then that will be us done for the day. Mal is going on holiday. Woo, woo, woo. My car's dusty, please don't judge. Oh, my WhatsApp's off. Okay. It's been taken down. I think they're trying to get me to a blue tick, so I'm speaking to Meta right now. So annoying.
Right. Just a quick question. We have down 2 leads for you for Mood On.
Yep.
We've got 1 lead that's got an EOI for a 6-bed villa. Has that been paid?
Yeah, both of them have been paid. One's a 6-bed villa, one's a 5-bed villa. Their EOI should be linked.
Okay, we've not got the 5-bed EOI.
But I've got a receipt of it being paid and it landing in their account. But that's weird, the EOI was definitely completed. We tried to do it on Thursday, but it wasn't working. I think there was too many people trying to do it, but then we got it done on the Friday.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Bye bye bye. For the Hadria Golf Estates, we submitted some EOIs in last week, but she was just saying that they're having a discrepancy. Mood On got a receipt emailed last week. This is why in Dubai you always follow up stuff in writing, and I followed up 3 times to ensure, because I know what it's like working with these big launches and how things get lost because of the volume. So yeah, nothing to worry about. It'll just be a paper trail that's probably just been mixed up. We're just getting to the office, so maybe we'll get a tour of the office if there's not many people in it, because too shy. There's people in and I've got a bloody cameraman. This guy I actually went to uni with.
Hi.
Say hello.
Hi guys, catch me mid-munch.
Are you enjoying Dubai?
Loving it. I wish I moved years ago. Hannah told me to move back in 2021. Never listened to her. Wish I did.
He used to sell shoes. Just to sell shoes and all your designer stuff.
Not really. It's like...
Moved to real estate now.
Yeah.
Much better. Okay, see you in a bit. Thanks for following along with this vlog. Hope you found it quite interesting and not too boring. But this is a very normal day in the life as an agent here in Dubai. If you like this, like, subscribe and follow along for next week. Stay lookout for our analytical video, which should come out on Monday. But yeah, thank you.